Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. I want to show you them melting the snow. As you can see, we get some good snowfall coming down today. They just filled it up with diesel fuel. And just want to give you guys a look at what's going on. That's not a good spot for that guy to park at. I guess he's just cleaning off his car though, so that's not too bad if he's just cleaning off his car. But it's a tractor that's been coming back and forward and dumping snow into that, I guess you call it a hopper. And what that hopper is doing is melting all the snow. So let's get a quick view. Maybe walk up a little bit closer so we can see a little bit more what's going on. He's right in the kill zone. He doesn't know it yet, but he's right in he's in a bad spot. Like, they put those cones there for a reason, just so you guys know. You're in a bad spot, my man, because he's gonna be going back and forward. Like, those cones, like, I don't know if people don't exercise common sense, but you can clearly see these cones. You can clearly see these cones on both sides. You can clearly see that they're working here, so that's not even an excuse. Like, if he would have pulled over here, which he, thanks my man, be safe. If he would have pulled over there where he's at now, that would have been fine. But he pulled into a spot where you definitely shouldn't pull into. And a lot of people don't pay attention to the minor, very, very minor details, which is very important. Minor details can mean a whole lot. You know, if a building's sinking a half an inch, that could be a major distance if it's 1 million feet high, you know what I mean? It makes a big, big difference. Just want to give a little footage of this guy. He's the same tractor trailer driver that did it last time. Or I should call him we'll call him a hydraulic operator, because he does more than one thing. But I'm not too sure of the temperature of that, but that must be pretty, for the water to bubble and do that, it has to be pretty hot. I'm gonna give you a image of what goes on. Now, just as quick as they try to get rid of the snow, they have more snow to put back in there. Wow, that car almost got hit because he backed up too fast. I don't know if you guys caught it, but that white car was coming straight out and the red truck almost got him. I mean, driving a little bit slower does not hurt, especially when you got snow coming down and the grounds are slippery. It doesn't hurt at all to go a little bit slower with a little bit more caution. A little bit goes a long way, trust me. want to give you guys a little bit of footage of what you call it, the I guess we call this our third snowstorm of the year. So it looks like for the most part, well, there's still water coming out of there. And this snow is accumulating pretty fast, you know. It doesn't look like it, but you know, it's accumulating. If the ground's not treated, it's accumulating pretty good. I'm not sure how much one of these machines would cost, but I imagine it has to be very, very time saving, like saving a lot of time and money if you had to haul this out of here to a dump site or pay tractor trailers and dump trucks to haul it out. I imagine will have to be a lot more time and money saving, I should say. I imagine they're filling up the tractor trailer with fuel. Well, you can see the little hose over there. So he's filling up he's actually filling up the machine itself. The actual, let me take a walk around so you guys can see what I'm talking about. He's got a red hose and he's filling it up with what we believe to be diesel fuel. That's what I believe it to be. Diesel fuel is probably the most popular fuel to use for tractor trailers. And he's filling it up like right, and you guys can see it right over there. It's where they fill it up. And believe it or not, diesel fuel is the same fuel that you use for heating your house. It's pretty much the same thing as it's just they put a dye in it to make it a different color. But if I'm not mistaken, the same diesel fuel that you use for your tractor trailer is the same fuel that you use for heating your home. The only difference is they put like a dye in there so that you can't resell it on the market. I could be wrong, but I believe that's what I believe to be true. And you guys out there who know better than I do, you probably can help me out, but that's what I was told years and years ago. And it hasn't changed from what I understand. I'm not too sure how many gallons this thing takes, but it looks like it takes quite a bit. Looks like it takes quite a bit because he's still filling it up. Maybe 100 gallons, maybe, I don't know. I assume he's probably going to fill up the tractor as well because you can fill up both at the same time and make it easier. I could be wrong though. But it only makes sense to fill up both at the same time. Now, when he's not using the scooper, he connects onto this device over here. This device is basically a pusher. So you put your blade right between those two forks, and it allows you to push the snow at a wider pace, a wider grab. A lot of people, you could tie them down and ratchet them down, or you could just do it regular, just the way it is. A lot of people just do it like that because they don't want to keep interchanging it over and over. So you just drive your forks right up to it, lift the blade up a little bit, and it does all the work from itself. They usually use those when they're pushing a large area of the parking lot. But give you guys another pan around South Bay. I've done a video on this before. I just figured I'd do another one. Can't hurt to do two.
1-4. One female from the county to Dock Court. 16814.
Those cones, believe it or not, are confusing a lot of people for some reason. I don't know why. I know. I notice a lot of people don't pay attention to like caution, and caution is very, very important. That's why they put those cones up there, for caution. That's the only reason why they put them up there, is to make you aware of something. You're basically in a danger zone, or you're in a hazardous zone, or I just basically want to show. I'm not going to hang out here like half an hour to 45 minutes. I'm just going to do like a quick pass, and I'm going to head up out of here because I think I already covered this video before. I just want to do just a brief on how they put the fuel inside the actual machine itself. Like, some people may think they actually bring gallons and gallons there, which you could do that too. Sometimes they have like small pickup trucks with pumps on there. So they got different ways of doing it, but this is one of the easier ways. It's just bring the big truck to you. You can see he got a good cutting edge on there too. He's got an add-on cutting edge, so it protects the bucket. It's easy to replace that than try to change the whole bucket, or try to weld another piece on it when it breaks. That makes a big difference. And this must take a lot because he's still pumping. He's still pumping away. If you ever need diesel fuel, you know who to call. Diesel Direct. I imagine they could be 24 hours. I'm not sure, but usually companies try to deal with people who are like all around the clock because they don't want to wait for certain hours to get certain things done.
Any officer proficient in American Sign Language, contact 5628. Again, anyone who knows American Sign Language, contact 5628.
It's a fairly new tractor too. If you look at it, it looks pretty new, like not even a year old. I could be wrong, but that looks almost like brand new. Either that or they just did a paint job on it, but it looks more new than a paint job. That thing must take a lot of gallons, because if that was like 20 gallons or 30 gallons, that would have been filled up already. So that has to be like 100 to 200 gallons in there. Or maybe more, who knows? Not sure how many gallons that takes, but I'm imagining it's a lot. If it pumps out as fast as I think it does, and I'm pretty sure it does, there has to be a couple of 100 gallons in there. I'm assuming that if they're filling up with diesel fuel, there has to be a diesel engine inside there as well. It's only an assumption, but what else could be inside there? Those guys are scraping the ground, keeping it clear.
Open Mike Radio 8401. Open Mike.
See if I can ask this guy how many gallons that takes. And he might know, he might not. Hey! How many gallons? How many gallons that takes? How many gallons? 90 gallons? 700? Oh wow. Okay. 700? Oh, okay. He said he's not sure, but he think it takes like 700 gallons. Wow. Hey, that takes 700 gallons. That's a big one. And then again, it could take 700 gallons. You don't know, because you really can't see how big the tank is. But I'm thinking more of 100 to 200. But he said he's not sure though. So he said he thinks it's 700. That's actually a lot if you think about it. Those guys are still, they're keeping the grounds clear. That's for the most part. And so it looks like he's popped off. He's gonna fill up the tractor too, which only makes sense. To fill up both at the same time while you're here. That way you kill two birds with one stone. The other video I did was more of them melting the snow. This one is more of them filling up the machinery.
Public health emergency. All personnel are reminded that it is mandatory to wear a face mask at all times and take all precautions in order to prevent the spread of COVID-19. Ops on all channels 50 and 16.
Now this one will probably fill up pretty fast because it's not as big a tank as that one over there. So he'll probably be done like maybe 2 or 3 minutes with this one. And just so you know, they have speed fill and regular fill. I believe when he did that one over there, he did speed fill to fill it up faster. This one here is probably on regular fill. So you don't need to speed it up that fast to deliver it, because it's only so much you gotta deliver in there. Don't ask me how I know that, but they do have a speed fill and a regular fill. So it look like he's done already. If he would have did that on the speed fill, that probably would have poured all over the place. Got a lot of... Good job, my man, good job. Alright, so they're all done. He's gonna roll his hose up and I'm gonna get out of their way so that they can do their business. There's a lot of action that's on the Southeast Expressway, just so you guys know. All you can hear is like fire engines going on the Southeast Expressway. Not too sure what's going on over there, but I'm not going to try to go over there and figure it out either, because that'd be a mess. Alright, so they're off and running. I'm going to probably... I hang around for him to maybe do one scoop and I'm out of here.
Hey, 104 Adam Robert at 1.
Alright. I think we'll walk around to the other side. And watch the machinery at work. And guys, just so you know, when you're in the construction zone, whether you work in the construction zone or not, you always want to keep the operator of the construction vehicle or machinery